feel the Christmas spirit of May, dear viewers. Tonight, XJ, Robert Gibson, and I, Nikita Zuev, your humble co-host, shall venture forth into the lands of traditional prose. Now, today, the four musketeers have become free. D'Artagnan of Americas is currently away doing what a father should do, taking care of his children. So we'll go on without him. But I hope you'll enjoy the podcast nonetheless. In any case, written by O. Henry in 1905 and first published in the New York Sunday World, this story, The Gifts of the Magi, plunges us once again into the time of yore. Even before such titans as Smith and Howard wrote, this story was already on a page. In the tale, we follow the Dillingham Youngs, a family of two desperate to appease each other. Their passion comes from young love. Their care and bond are one. And so, when the poor upstarts that they are attempt to wash away the gloom of poverty, they are taught a ruthless lesson of wisdom by the gifts of the Magi. There you go. That's the story we read today. It's a very old one. It's a Christmas tale. I was the one who actually suggested it because I think it is very timeless in both what it is trying to say, but also how well it's written. And also because it was a very short story and we needed to do the recording ASAP. There you go. So that's one other reason why I suggested it. But despite its short stature, I think it offers a lot, and it has a lot of interesting parts to it. In any case, let's see. Actually, what did you think about today's story? Yeah, there you go.
So I guess I wasn't expecting what I read because I don't it sounds like a famous story, but I've never actually heard of it until Nikki you made the suggestion, and I was thinking it was going to be from like the title. It was going to be some fantasy story, you know. But it turns out to be a very. It was very heartwarming, you know. It's like every one of
Yeah,
us should have somebody who cares about us like that, and
I
somebody
see
who
what you
we
mean. Yeah.
can care about in return, you know. Like, like I think they were both very willing to give up what is their most material possession for each other. I think that is. I think that goes far beyond Christmas. I'm gonna have to be honest. It's like it's I guess it's also extremely rare to see that even in especially in our times. I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm judging the modern era a little bit too harshly. Maybe I don't know. But it seems very old fashioned for one thing. Uh, but it's just like yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised. I was tearing up at the end, and it was great. I love the story. Yeah,
Nice. Wow. That's very heartwarming, actually.
yeah.
I think the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes that day, and the Grinch's name was XJ. There you go.
Oh, I don't
All
know how
right,
I feel about
so
that being called a Grinch.
you're pretty grouchy. Come on, I'm a Grinch as well. To be fair, right? Like I get annoyed and I rant
Yeah.
about stuff. Anyway, for the anti-Grinch of today's podcast, Robert, what did you feel about the story?
On the one hand, you can read it as just a charming little tale, which is has such symmetry to it that it's very easy to guess what's going to happen at the end.
For
It
sure.
can only be that way. It can't be any other way, really. And on a deeper level, it doesn't try and answer, but it raises the theme, if you like, that because it is just about impossible to express one's love in words without sounding corny,
Mm.
uh, people are impelled sometimes out of the goodness of their own natures to undergo rather risky projects of self-sacrifice to say, look, I've got to show her or him, as the case may be, how great my love is by making this or that sacrifice, even though if the other person were told in advance, they would say, no, don't do this, don't do it. Uh, and that's what happens. That's what happens here. In order to surprise the man, the woman cuts her hair off. In order to surprise the woman, that the man sells his watch. Uh, Sorry to have spoilt the whole plot,
Whoa.
but the thing is that neither of them would have wanted the other to do that, but it was the only way they could each think of making a big enough point, and that is a rather neat description of the trap that you can fall into. It would have been much better if they'd just agreed to give each other a good hug for Christmas. But you can understand why they didn't think that would be enough. They might be scared that, oh, hugs don't cost anything, so we might be
Hmm.
thought of as being mean or something silly like that.
That's a lot more cynical than I imagined. But
Mm,
I think it still has the spirit in it. I mean, I think this story is a study of what is love.
mm,
Because there, in its essence, both of them get kind of what they wanted, but not what needed at the time, and it's all about making the best out of the scrambled eggs you've got given, because that's life, right? But they have
mm,
these bonds between each other because the disaster that followed to begin with, with the exchangement of the gifts and how they no longer apply to one or the other. Which, to be fair, she got off easy. Her hair will grow back. The
mm,
watch will not grow back. Just, just the point I'd like to make. But still, it's of equal value because it's about what it means, not what it literally is. And you know in the mess of compromising ways, this is the only way to make an omelet together with the eggshells still there. Yeah, sure. I
mm,
mean, it's still food. You'll still figure it out. And it's not like they lost something terrible. Nothing of humongous great value got completely and utterly destroyed by this situation. However, there is something very biblical about the Magi being a prankster force, really. Though in the Bible, usually God sets everything right at the end, right? You didn't actually kill your son, that was just a goat. Here is your son, right? Um, Jesus didn't actually die on the cross, it was a symbological death. 3 days later, he's coming out, it is a miracle. Let us show you the power of God, right? Here, the Magi do not come in at the end and they do not say, hey, you were so nice to each other. Here's your hair back. Here's your watch. And I'm glad that doesn't happen because that's what it's about, man. Like, that's how life is sometimes. That's how love is. That's what like being close to somebody sometimes mean. Um, a simple misunderstanding, which could have turned into like a heated debate in between them. No, it showed that they worked through the issue and with the husband kind of being, well, let's put these gifts away for a while. Don't need them. Let's just sit down together. And right, that's what's important. That they're together and they're gonna have a Christmas. Not that someone bought a comb or something for the chain of the clock. Sorry, actually, you want to say something?
Yeah, I actually disagree on some level with both of
Oh
you.
yeah.
I think they both found something even more valuable than what they gave up in the end. So I think that itself is kind of worth it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but how shitty would it be if they already knew this lesson and
I mean,
the manga is just
I
messing with
mean, I guess it depends on how you carry that experience forward. I don't know. I
yeah.
think this is the kind of thing. This is the kind of like little story that you can share and an experience that you can share with each other, um, in the future and have a good chuckle about it or something like that. Or maybe
For sure.
a hug that actually is a little bit more than a hug. I don't know,
Oh, this
right?
is a
Because
strictly PG-13 rated
what?
podcast. Actually,
Sorry.
so I said this is a PG-13 rated podcast. All
Oh,
right.
please. I meant like a hug that has more meaning than a hug, than the usual hug that you give somebody because of the story that went before that.
I'm sorry for being the crass man that I am.
Yes, very crass.
Yes.
I don't disagree.
I'm not really sorry.
Yeah.
This is the sort of plot that could not happen in a telepathic society. I suppose you can say that of lots of plots, but certainly, if
Yeah.
we were dealing with a species of telepaths, this story would just be blank paper. There'd be nothing written on the page,
I
which
don't I
is
don't I
you know,
don't disagree with your genius of pointing this out. I just question like why did this come to your mind at this very moment, Robert? But you are entirely correct.
well, because it makes you think. Supposing people were a lot better at communicating than they are, not perhaps up to the telepathic level, but
Mhm.
if they were a lot better, then you could do without these self-sacrifices, which is kind of connecting what I said earlier. You can pursue that kind of that kind of theme of trying to pinpoint what would make a story unnecessary, because it can often tell you something about a story. Like there's a novel called The Go-Between by L.P. Hartley. I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's set in the early, or even written in the early 20th century, and it's a boy who is asked, somehow gets involved by with an intrigue between a man and a woman, passing messages to and fro the man and the woman because they're having an affair. And you think, right, well, if mobile phones had been invented then, none of this plot would happen. They just phone each other on their mobile. They wouldn't need a go-between. Uh, so that tells you something about the profundity of the plot. But anyway, maybe I'm starting to get off topic here. I don't know.
Right, but you could replicate it in the modern Discord. Let's suppose there are two groups on Discord, but like they don't talk to each other or whatever, they're warring. So you've got like a separate group as private DM, where one person talks to the other, and then the sort of like pertaining messages this way. You could modernize it, right? It would probably take some of the charm away from it for you, because the common elements that you find so alluring would be gone. But for the modern audience, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I text, I get it," right? And that would bring the verisimilitude to them. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Like things warp and change as technology advances. We can't really do a horse chase in 2026, really.
Mm. It doesn't do
Then
to
again,
look too
I
closely at the logic of it, but
Yeah, true. But then again, let's say we're in London and there's some horse police, right? And the two main characters, they fight each other and they bop the bobbies on the head. They both fall over and then they get the horses on, and then we've got a horse, chase in the middle of London in 2026. So I think anything is possible if you try hard on it.
I remember our ex-member. Um, what was her name? What did we call her? The name. Oh gosh, my memory's starting to go. Uh, the lady who was on our team. What was? It wasn't her real name we used. Anyway, she once said that the Lord of the Rings plot could be simplified. Why didn't they just fly everywhere on the backs of eagles? Now that was an uncomfortably profound question, I think. I'd rather sort of blank it out. I wish she hadn't said that. But I suppose the eagles might have got tired carrying people.
I imagine we get J.R.R. Tolkien somehow
Yeah.
back, right? And he's sitting down in an interview. They're asking about the eagles. He's smoking his pipe. He's like, "Well, I suppose the eagles will get tired." That would be insane. I
Yeah,
would laugh so hard if that would be his answer.
it's a long way from the Shire to Mordor, after all, I suppose.
They don't have the airline license to get to Mordor. Okay. Right. Back to the gift of the Magi. The Magi, sorry. Well, is it Magi or is it Magi?
Magi.
Magi. So, did you read the story when you were young, Robert?
No, not only that, but I think it's the first O. Henry story I've ever read. Although I've
and
got a
what do you
collection
think?
of his stories, but I didn't sort of grab me all that much. But this one was good, so maybe I'll read some of the others.
Okay, that's nice. All right. Well, is there anything we want to keep covering about this story? Is there anything we want to say? I mean, it is 6 pages, so you
Yeah,
can't really talk about it for hours.
Well,
no,
it's 7 months early to read this story, but hey.
Yeah, life, just like in the story, it's not about the timing of what is the gift. It's about the moment.
Yeah. Yes, that's my only complaint. It's like 7 months too early. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
So I
I
know.
don't have
Yeah.
anything. It's a really nice, very heartwarming story. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it's a classic for many people who are doubtlessly listening, the millions of subscribers. So um, Anthony Simeon, who usually joins us, was not able to come today. So he said, "As far from my feelings about Gift of the Magi, sorry, this is a classic tale that is the literary equivalent of a peaceful cup of tea on a cold but cozy Christmas Eve. I have read it many times, and it never fails to reaffirm my faith in humanity, even for just the time it takes to read it. I give it a score of 8 out of 10." To which I agree to. I think that is a perfectly nice score for this story, except that would be true if I was a heartless monster, which I am not. For which I will give the story a 10 out of 10 because love conquers all, even the dark black hearts of the Grinches, including me.
Hmm.
So basically, you were projecting when you called me a Grinch, huh?
Yes, I said to you, I'm part of your tribe, XJ. Do not be ashamed of the green skin of the Grinch.
Oh, we're part of the same tribe now, are we?
Yeah, I think we're both very grouchy. So I think
Fair
it
enough.
works. Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah,
I'll take that
yeah. You'll take
show
that.
of
Okay.
camaraderie. That brotherhood statement. I'll take that.
The brotherhood of green Grinches. All right. What
Yeah.
what would you give the story?
Well, I actually really like the story. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Oh wow, high praise,
Hmm. Right.
Robert.
I would give it like Signor Zuef. I would give it a 10, but I noticed there are no Martians in it, so that takes 1 point off.
Oh,
And
perfect.
there are no um, asteroids or any other planets in it. So I'll take another point off, but that still leaves 8 points, which shows that I think it's pretty good.
Wow, wow. Well, I'd like you to know that actually the Tyranids were like hiding in her hair, so there was gonna be a fight scene, but they just cut it out for time. All right. Well, there you go, my dear friends. Thank you very much for coming with us here today on a small journey. I mean, the story can be found anywhere. You just simply have to give it in Google and just enjoy it. Um, Give us a like, share, subscribe, but most importantly, uh, take a moment today, somebody that you like or love, and do something for them. Maybe give somebody a call that you haven't called to for a while. Some of your parents or such, or maybe just say hi to somebody that needs it.
Mm.
Sometimes a little bit of a little bit of niceness goes a long way. Anyway,
Mm.
have a great day, everybody.